We're doing it. It's happening. It's going.
It's happening. Is it working? Are we on?
I took my heels off to go for a wee, and I know I'm not dressed like someone that's wearing heels, but
They don't know that.
you have to get into the fantasy. You know what I mean?
Should I put some heels on? Join in.
I'm in my like 7-inch hooker heels. They're like proper stripper platform ones.
I literally only wear heels when I'm in drag, and even then I don't want to wear them.
Until you start podcasting, I think you don't realise how much you rely on physical comedy. Because I'm still doing all of them. I'm still making all the moves.
You're still throwing shapes.
I was still throwing shapes. I was still giving you a good shoulder pop-in motion.
Yeah.
I could even dab and you wouldn't know.
Well, we all know that I will dab at any given opportunity.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Best Friend Review. She's Annabelle Lecter.
And that is Philth.
Sure is. And we are back with episode 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world.
That really confused me. I was like, wait, who says what now? As
I was doing it, I was like, oh no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Well, it did. Beautifully. We are on episode 2. Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
We start with the we start with the queens walking back into the workroom, and they're all very upset that Lemon left.
Same.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Although somebody has pointed out to me that apparently if Lemon didn't lose when they did, they wouldn't have been able to film a music video for Come Through.
No, that can't be
an
true.
Album track. Apparently so.
This isn't right. I always say I don't believe in God, but
What?
Hello.
Hello. What is going on?
What is going on?
I'm so confused. You said I don't believe in God and then just stopped.
I did. I said, but.
I don't get it.
Whatever. Never mind.
Good chat. Janie and not just Janie.
Just Janie. Just Janie.
The queens asked Jimbo whose lipstick they picked. It turned out that they picked Janie, and Janie is mad about it.
Yeah, in the most absolutely ridiculous ways. Like, saying this was somehow about some kind of alliances. Like, and then being convinced that she didn't get the worst critiques. Was she in the room?
Yeah, absolutely got the worst critiques.
But what I lived for was Jimbo's reply. That when she said, like, oh, we're doing this, Jimbo literally went, like, seriously, you believe that you got better critiques than Lemon?
My favourite bit, though, and we mentioned it last week.
Yes.
Blue straight up goes, so Jimbo, did you throw that lip sync?
We did. We said it. I think maybe Jimbo wanted Lemon to go home, but didn't want to be the one to send her home and knew they couldn't send Lemon home.
I think that seeing some of the stuff that we've seen this week, and also from Jujubee's little notepad from week 1 that said Lemon has spent a lot of money on drag, I absolutely can believe that Jimbo sent Lemon home on purpose.
Yeah. I think it would make a lot of sense. But we are where we are, and where we are is in the next episode. We head into a brand new day, and Janie's still not over talking about whether or not Jimbo was shady.
I understand where Janie's coming from because she was so close to being eliminated. And in all honesty, we said it last week, and a few people have said it, online within the fandom. Janie absolutely dodged a bullet last week.
I prefer it when the girls go, yeah, you nearly voted for me, but it's fair and I understand it. I didn't do well enough last week and I'm going to bring it this week. Rather than going, you shouldn't have picked me and blah, blah, blah. It just seems really silly. Like, have some self-awareness. But I do love at this point, Monique does actually sort of get it together and is like, are you being serious? Because your outfits were trash. They were making fun, like, all of the judges were coming for you. They're just not having it. They're going, okay, like, you had enough time to, like, feel your feelings. Stop attacking now.
The thing is, Janie was like, thank you for your honesty kind of thing.
That's the thing that also annoyed me. She was like, I appreciate that kind of honesty. Whereas, how was Jimbo not honest by voting for whatever? I can't get too into it because it becomes more and more confusing the more I think about it. We are saved by Mr. RuPaul Charles, who has entered the workroom to tell us all about the Maxi Challenge.
Yeah, well, we get a little room ale, which is new and not a scissor lift.
No more JCBs. RuPaul comes in, not on a scissor lift, yes, and announces the RuPaul Ball.
Where they have to do 3 outfits.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is Kitty Girl, which says a fun me-ouch fit for a glamour puss. She does not say cat.
At this point, no one said that they have to be a cat, I agree.
She does not say cat. They've got Butch Queen, and then also You Wear It Well, which they have to create a dress.
Inspired by, but not copying RuPaul.
She says it's not an impersonation.
Yes.
Cheryl cuts herself within seconds.
Literally, straight off the bat, like that. I mean, I was going to say that has to be a bad omen. Literally, that was a bad omen, I guess.
It was foreshadowing that she got cut.
She got the chop, honestly.
More than once.
Super ridiculous. They all had to run for the things again. I kind of hate when they have to do that.
I hate when they've got to do this. I'm just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
I literally would have just been like, you know what, y'all can battle it out, and then whatever's left, I will decide on.
Yeah, and especially like in normal seasons when they do this, normally they do a mini challenge and someone gets a bit of extra time, so it makes a bit more sense that it's a free-for-all. But this was just all of them in a free-for-all. It seemed really crazy. So when they've all got their stuff, I think this really weird thing happens where Jimbo walks around very much giving me Tim Gunn vibes. Like, walk around every table being like, what are you doing over here? Oh, you could do something like this. Oh, it feels very vibrant to me. Like, it was full Tim Gunn. It was really bizarre, and I kind of loved it.
Make it work.
Yeah.
Also, we find out that Drag Race Holland did have a design challenge in season 1.
Yeah, which is super weird.
I was like, oh, considering that the prize was a dress.
Oh, is that what the prize was?
Oh yeah, they won a dress.
Oh wow.
And not even like a super crazy it wasn't a draggy dress.
On Drag Race US, people win a dress for like a mini challenge. Custom latex couture.
Drag Race Holland, they had a dress, and apparently the dress was designed by, and I'm surprised that you didn't know this, it was originally designed for Beyonce, and then Beyonce didn't wear it.
Wait, I'm sorry, it was a specific dress?
Yeah. Oh, they didn't get to choose what the dress looked like. It was a specific dress.
Oh my god. I can't even get my mind around the idea of going to a competition and being like, you can win a dress that Beyonce didn't want.
Just do me a favour. Have you got your phone in front of you?
Yes.
Right. Google the dress. Google the Drag Race Holland winner's dress.
Wait, it's not like this sort of peplum-y one, is it? High-low. I'm colorblind. Is it high-low? It could be pink, and it's got like a big circle on the front.
Yeah.
That is not nice. Cheryl Hole would have loved this outfit. So something else I did notice during this little bit was Monique. I couldn't work out what she had. She'd gone on about this green, but then she seemed to have like wadding and fur that she was sewing. And I was literally like, what is your look? Like lime green and white fur? Like what? At what point?
Yeah.
In what way? Really, really, really weird. I have no idea what she thought she was doing.
We have a moment with Bagger. Bagger is not feeling doing a sewing challenge.
Oh, yes.
Blue is like, I love her, she's talented, but she's a lazy cow. And I hate seeing this side of Bagger. Like, I enjoy Bagger Chips. I think she is entertaining. But this was so entitled, and it ran through the rest of the episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I don't want to do a sewing.
Yeah.
But, like, you know what you're signing up for? You signed up for Drag Race. There is, unless you're on Drag Race Holland Season 1, going to be a design challenge.
Yeah. Do you know what really, really annoys me about her, especially having seen this? She is one of the only Drag Race queens, one of the only queens out there that doesn't tag the people that make her outfits or do her wigs in her Instagram posts. She gives absolutely no credit to anyone on any of the weeks. And seeing this like side where she's saying, you know, there are the people that do the behind the scenes, sitting in at their sewing machines, hidden away while I'm, you know, up on the stage being famous. And I was just like, God, this isn't even a little bit of pretend. Like, this is literally how you feel.
This is the easiest way to get designers to stop working with you.
I really hope some of them do.
Yeah. not a great response from Bagger all around. We also see this moment from the Queens and Jimbo. Jimbo designs costumes.
Yeah.
And I think that we do get this moment of growth from Jimbo where they say that they understand that they were trying to do too much in their original season. And in all honesty, this was the moment where I went, Jimbo's going to be high this week.
I think Jimbo has like questionable taste to me, especially in his own costume design. I think probably we're going to see even more amazing outfits that have been done with a designer. I think maybe he can select good things, but I think when designing, there's absolutely no... He's from everything I've ever seen, including tonight, I've not really seen anything where I thought, oh yeah, you got some taste to you at least.
We go into the walkthrough, and first of all, it calls over the UK queens. More of this attitude from Bagger. Blue's feeling confident. Cheryl bullshits her way through this walkthrough.
Literally pretending. And like RuPaul doesn't even read it as some kind of sarcasm. RuPaul's like, oh, that's good.
We get a moment with the American queens. You know, Monique says that she's not the best seamstress. Although, didn't she make everything that she...
on her first season, that was like her whole thing. She was making outfits. Like, I think her idea was she can put together an outfit, but she probably hasn't sewn it in the best way.
Yeah, maybe. And then this moment with Jujubee was the moment that cemented, like, why Jujubee has come back for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is great TV. This is the Jujubee that I enjoy. And, you know, if the rest of the season was crap, at least we'd have Jujubee as a saving grace. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, she's great TV.
I think they did that a lot with this season, though. I think there was no onus on creating too many big stories. It was about having girls that people would want to watch.
Yeah, really, like, fun queens that you enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
That are going to give us good TV. And I do think that some of the stories are kind of developing organically, like Bagger's, you know, villain edit because of their attitude.
Yeah, definitely.
We get Jimbo, Janie, and Pangina, who have all never met RuPaul and had a conversation with RuPaul.
Yes.
So
it's gotta be weird.
Yeah, I loved this moment. Pangina's amazing attitude continues to shine. Also, you know, Janie has a moment, but Jimbo and Ru have a really good rapport.
Always important for a winner.
I thought this. I was like, oh, okay. And RuPaul, for anybody that has been watching season 14, RuPaul brings back the wheel comment. You do not have to reinvent the wheel.
No, woman loves that. This is her.
It's
Alexandra Burke and Elephant in the Room.
I don't know that reference.
Oh, okay. So Alexandra Burke had a song, I think it was called Elephant in the Room, and she's on daytime TV talking about it. And she's like, yeah, basically, I went to this writers' camp, and it's not like a saying you hear anywhere. It's really an American thing. But I sort of brought Elephant in the Room over here, like as a saying. And she literally thinks that she invented the saying, it's the elephant in the room.
Stop it.
No irony. And actually, do you know the episode where we filmed a Best Friend review where you weren't in drag and you said, let's address the elephant in the room? I nearly put in the full clip of her being like, she's fully convinced that that no one had ever said it before she did.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
She thinks that she's invented elephant in the room. Next time I go and see a musical, probably Sister Act, because she loves a good bit of Sister Act, as our Alexander Burke. Next time I go and see a musical, I'm going to ask her about Elephant in the Room. I'm just going to go up to her at the end of the show, at stage show, go, oh my God, Elephant in the Room.
She must know by now. I mean, really, if no one's told her it's the elephant in the room, if no one's told her.
Bag of Chips is asleep.
Yeah, she is.
I am the queen of inappropriate napping, but this was something else. Like, I can say, I'm just going to go and have a nap. I'll see you in an hour, and then wake up 4 hours later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Bagger's just so comfortable.
Blasé.
Yeah, and I think we know they have like horrible long recording filming days, and she probably is just tired, and she's like, you know what, I'm not going to do any of this shit anyway, so let's just have a nap.
Yeah, maybe she was just a bit like, I am going to lose this challenge whether I'm tired or not.
Yeah, And I think the problem is we know that I can just see it in my head now. She'll be on a stage this weekend going, "Did everyone see me take a nap in the workroom?" And there'll be a massive sea of people going, "Yes!" Because people are psychopaths.
Sure.
People are sycophants. They're sycophants is what they actually are, but like...
Did you mean to say sycophants instead of psychopaths?
No, I was just going with psychopaths, but you questioned it, so I was like, okay, cool, let me crack my dictionary out, Annabelle Lecter.
I mean, I just thought it was the new name for the new collective name for Bag of Chips' fans.
So we finally get our first touching, proper, like, teaching moment of the season, and it is Blue Hydrangea, who tells us that when they first started doing drag, they felt such euphoria within it that they started to think that they might be a trans woman. And I think it's something that happens to a lot of people that first start, especially with drag, because you are sort of, dressing as a different gender. It's easy to not know, am I enjoying this because I'm enjoying this, or am I enjoying this because I'm here as a woman, sort of thing. For a lot of people, they just get so much confidence from starting drag that they think, I need to always be this thing that is confident and what is different. And for a lot of people, especially as like queer people, especially as gay men, there is always that question over your head is, am I a gay man or could I be a trans woman? Because it's just what society does to us. So yeah, when you get into drag and you get all excited and you feel really great and you feel confident and you feel like you look great because you know you look great because you've actually made that thing you look great. It hasn't just happened. It's not just who you are. You've had to work on it. And yeah, you do sometimes have, get that question of, why am I enjoying this so much?
There's also a little discussion about making sure that you're looking after yourself out of drag as well.
Yes.
GGB talks about there is an element of loneliness sometimes that you will do a gig and then you'll go and sit in a hotel room on your own. Mm-hmm. And like I've suffered with it and I've struggled with it in terms of like not really looking after myself out of drag.
Yeah.
I sometimes don't find that balance very well.
No, and it's difficult because a big element to it is finance. When you are doing drag, so much money has to go into it. When you go, okay, I've got 50 quid to spend on clothes, you buy a dress because you think that's something I need for my job. You don't go and buy a new pair of jeans or a new t-shirt or whatever that you feel nice in as a boy because you start to think it doesn't matter. And there's also that element of like, tiredness. You have to spend so much time getting ready for drag. Can you even be bothered doing your hair to go to pop to the shop and feeling good about yourself that day as a boy? And it is a really it's a balance that I didn't find again until I left drag. I stopped working in drag and then I was like, yeah, easy.
I don't think I ever have, and I don't think I ever will find that balance. Like, because it isn't just about, it's not just a financial thing. Sometimes you have moments of, if I go out on a night out and I happen to be around people that may know me in drag, then have to be on. I call it being on.
Oh yeah, me too.
And you do have to be on even though when you're not working. It is exhausting sometimes. Like, some people just don't see that.
No.
And they just think that they're going to get... Cheryl mentions it. They just think that they're going to get your drag character all the time, whether you've got a face of slap on or whether you've not.
Yeah. And it's accepting, you have to then expect that if you're not on every second of every day, you're going to get the people talking shit about you, which can affect your job. You're going to get the people who annoyingly will send you a message, oh, have I done something? And you think, I don't even remember seeing you. Like, never mind because I didn't wave back at you or whatever. You know full well that a big reason I left drag, and actually people were really shocked by this, a big reason that I stopped enjoying working in drag was because working in drag meant being recognised places. I mean, recognised places meant that I didn't feel like I could be... It felt like I had to be on every time I left the house. Whether and it's not just always on the scene. It can be if you go out to the shops in the middle of town. It can be in your local supermarket because you can see how many people live near you on Grindr. You know how many people use the same supermarket as you. Yeah. It can literally be everywhere that especially if you deal with anxiety, that you have to be on absolutely all the time.
The amount of times that I have stopped myself from going like on a night out, and I'm like, there's going to be people there that will just want me to be like on and as Annabelle the whole time. Yeah. And it just doesn't happen that way.
I also do want to say, just for all of our listeners, that we've both been through these things, and most drag performers have been through these things. And it isn't to say that we want you to like just completely leave us alone. And it isn't to say that we don't like love that we have connections with people, because that is an amazing part of this. What it is that if you come up to me and we're in any place, even sometimes when I'm in drag and you find me like down a back alley somewhere, walking in the middle of somewhere, if I am not on because that was my 2 minutes just to be like, oh gosh, let me just breathe and not be whatever I needed to be in that moment, appreciate that I'm actually, by not doing that, I'm letting you in a little bit more than the time when you see me in a club and you go, hi, and I go, oh my God, hi, how are you? And let your drag performers have those moments where they're not on, and understand that they're not being a dick to you at all. They're just, they're needing a me moment.
And sometimes it is just a case of let them have a life outside of drag.
Yeah. Back to these girls. Did Monique just walk up to Janie Jacquet and basically give her Pangina's exact outfit?
Yeah. She literally went, hey bitch, you've got this fabric and RuPaul likes asymmetrical
big shoulders.
Point at Pangina.
Literally. Very weird
I'm
behavior.
glad, I am glad that she gave her the helping hand, because
I mean, personally, I'm not, because of what happened as a result, but whatever. So most of what I've got written in this bit of my page is all about Pangina helping Bagger. I just find it really like, I don't know. Like I said, I almost can't be bothered talking about it because it's really like, what? I'm really bored about talking about Bagger. I'll be honest. It's just Bagger. I'm so bored of her.
I'm annoyed at Pangina because I do feel like if Pangina had have finished that last outfit, she would have been in with a chance of being top 2 again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm bored of Bagger this episode. I'm bored of her attitude. I'm bored of her bragging, and I genuinely hate this variant of Bagger that we're getting. She's over cocky. She's overconfident. Swindled Pangina into helping her.
Yep. So it's time to put on all of our makeup, and we found out that Jimbo hasn't tried on her outfit, which to me is like crazy. I understand that she has like a load of layers of padding and stuff to put on, but it is mad to me that she's going to go out in an outfit she's not worn.
You know, if it was this grand like OTT, hours and hours and hours of work put into it, then I could understand. Maybe she ran out of time to try it on.
Yeah.
But this was not that.
A very simple dress. I will say that sewing those kind of sequins is very, very, very time consuming.
Yeah.
But to me, it just wouldn't make sense to have not just quickly tried it on at some point. But we have. It's
I get that.
Not as bad as what happens next, which is we talk about Cheryl's outfit, and they suddenly cut screen to Cheryl's outfit and sort of make this like jump scare noise, like an anime shock. Very shady. We've had no, like rattlesnake noises this season, but we've got this.
Boom! It was so weird. But also, the stress on the mannequin was bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then
horrendous.
And then we see what happens next, because next up is the runway,
where RuPaul comes out in possibly the first time RuPaul has been dressed as RuPaul for the past, it's been 84 years since I've seen her in a RuPaul dress.
It's been a sensible 74.
And it made me think, like, for a RuPaul ball, wouldn't this have been a really good episode to have brought Zaldi, to judge?
I honestly thought the same thing. However, I'm glad that we got Daisy Mae Cooper, even though Michelle and RuPaul had no idea who she was.
Incredible. I knew Daisy Mae Cooper from, she was in the new David Copperfield film, where she was incredible. But also, I don't know if you saw it, there was like this viral story where she wrote a book. The publishers hadn't paid her for it. So she got a cameo from Carol Baskin and sent it to them.
Right.
And then she posted like a few days later that basically she told her agent, like, stop answering calls from them. So they had Carol Baskin do a cameo that got back and sent it to her that said, tell your agent to answer the phone so we can pay you. It's so So weird.
She was one of my favourite parts about this episode.
Yeah, it's a seriously great judge. Long-time viewers will be aware that we like to say, is it the tits or is it just shit? If we say that it is the tits, that means it's great, it's the tits. And if we say it is shit, then it is just shit. And we have prepared that for you today for every single look.
Category by category.
Well, speaking of categories, the first one is Kitty Girl. First up, Pangina.
Tits.
Tits. Big tits.
6 tits.
Literally 6 tits.
Next up was Gina Jacquet.
Big old shit.
Oh, this was shit.
Absolutely. Followed by Cheryl.
Tit.
Tit.
Next up was Jujubee.
Little shit. Little bit shit.
This was shit.
Oh well. Next up, Jimbo.
Jimbo was my top tit of the week.
Oh god. Well,
This category.
for me, Jimbo, I gave a tit neck down and I gave a shit neck up.
Oh.
This was a bad paint.
Made me think of Tony the Tiger. They're great. Next up was Bag of Chips.
Shit.
Oh, I said tits.
No, I just thought it was so, like, not what
I
I was looking for.
don't know. There was something about the fact that it was bag puss that I really enjoyed.
I did like that, but then she didn't make any references to it herself. Next up, Blue Hydrangea.
This was a soft tit.
Oh, I gave it a shit.
See, it was a very close call to being shit for me. Next up, Monique Hart.
Shit.
Really?
So badly executed.
I said this was tits.
It really
Could've
was
lost
the
back
execution for me,
piece.
honestly. It really was the execution. That was
Yeah.
all. So who was your top tit of the category?
Jimbo.
Jimbo, okay. Mine was Pangina. I thought this was
I can see
beyond.
that.
So I checked. There weren't many girls who credited their designers this week. I think a lot of them weren't very proud of what they had. But
Oh.
Pangina did for this, and it was a designer called Prapakas, who actually makes like legitimate clothes. Like he's a legitimate clothing designer,
Yeah.
which is wild considering how
that's the
costumey
thing.
this was.
Like, Panja said earlier on that she doesn't really sew and she only learned to sew for the competition. That's because Thai designers are insanely talented.
But this person does like really normal
So
off the rack
good.
stuff. This is nothing like anything they do, which is incredible. The headpiece was made by someone else, but the account that she tagged was a bit nondescript, so I'm not talking about it. Who was your absolute lowest shit in the category?
Janie Jacquet.
Yeah, me too.
It
This was
it looked
not.
looked like fancy dress.
It was fancy dress. It didn't read cat. It just had some cat ears on it. And also, I really thought we were over, dressing up in other people's cultural dress. Anyway, we have a second category. This is Butch Queen. First up, Pangina Heels. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I hate this.
Really? Well, I mean, she's dressed like the Vivian, but better. I thought this was such a camp sort of interpretation of Butch Queen. Like the Queen doing Butch things. I live.
No, I didn't like it.
Okay.
Next up was Janie Jacquet.
It was. I said this was a little bit shit. Just a little bit.
Really? I said this was the tits.
I'm sure you did.
I really enjoyed this.
We followed this up with Cheryl.
Oh, Shez, sorry. It's shit.
Gosh, well, I gave this a tit. I did.
No.
We're not talking about these. Say the next name.
Oh, I want to.
No.
Jujubee.
Oh, I said this was real shit.
This was shit.
Absolutely. How about Jimbo? Tits. Yep.
Bagger.
Super shit.
Shit. What in the Love You Babes?
What in the Love You Waves? Damn you, that's what I wrote on my notes. Anyway, Blue Hydrangea.
Tits.
Tits to this too, yeah.
Monique Hart.
Oh, I said tits for this.
Tits.
See,
absolutely.
Everything that the last one, I felt that the execution was off. This one, everything was on about the execution.
It was perfect, yeah.
Hello.
Who was your top tit of this category?
Mine was actually, and you're going to not like this, Pangina.
Okay.
I thought it was I thought it was very polished and like comedic camp. I thought it was a very nice melding of the two sort of things.
No, see, I just didn't enjoy any of it.
Oh, who was yours?
My top tit was... My top tit is Blue.
Okay.
Who was your biggest shit?
Well, I gave it a draw of Jujubee and Bagger. I thought they were both very basic. Bagger's obviously being, and I wrote Love You Babes, like you said.
Juju, who is absolutely definitely reusing her Queens of the Universe dresses, and Bagger, who, for those that aren't Manchester locals, Love You Babes is a fancy dress shop.
Yeah, it's the cheapest. It's the one that sells the proper cheap fancy dress stuff. It's the famous one in the Arndale. So our final category, what was it called? You wear it well.
You wear it well.
Oh, that makes even more sense. First up, Pangina heels.
I said tits.
I definitely said tit. Yeah.
Yep, Jane and Jacquet.
I did give this a tit, a small.
I said tit. Okay, I said tits.
Cheryl Hole.
This was shit.
It was shit. We know this was shit. She knows it was shit. We all know it was shit.
Cheryl.
Oh.
Jujubee was next.
I said tit-ish. A little bit titish.
Really? I said shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it was anymore, but I was like, tit-ish. It looked like something you could buy online.
We're not talking about it.
Well, you asked.
No, I didn't.
You literally went, really? You can't comment on not.
I didn't expect you to say tit.
Well, that's fine. You expect me to throw a brick through your window?
Yeah, that's a good fucking aim.
You're not supposed to be answering. And I do.
No, you're not that strong to throw a brick this high.
Jimbo!
Tits.
Oh, see, I thought this was shit. This was very badly made.
I'm not talking about it.
Good.
Oh, Bagger. I lost where it was in my notes. Bagger chips.
I'm pained to say that I thought this was just a little bit shit. I've definitely seen worse.
This was shit.
Is what that means. Okay. Blue Hydrangea.
I said tits.
And I also said tits, yeah.
Monique Hart.
Shits.
Oh,
Shit.
I said tits. But a soft tit.
Who was your top tit of the category?
You're going to disagree. I said Janie.
Gross. I actually said meh. I literally couldn't pick a favourite because I didn't really love anything in this category.
That's kind of why I said Janie, because I would wear the catsuit.
I couldn't get on board with this catsuit because it's just a bit crap. I think we'll probably both agree that the biggest shit of this category was unfortunately Cheryl Hole.
Yeah, that's sad. Who was your second biggest shit?
Yeah. Oh god, I didn't.
Because I said Bagger.
Yeah, probably, but I think there was, to me, unfortunately, I think there was quite a bit of distance between the bottom two of those shits. I think Baggers is considerably better than Cheryl.
I thought that Bagger looked like she'd wrapped herself in pink wrapping paper.
It's kind of what she'd done, but it was still a lot better than Cheryl.
Either way, Blue and Bagger safe.
I think a lot of people were not very happy when that happened.
A lot of people thought that Bagger should have been the bottom, Blue should have been in the top. And we move on to critiques. I didn't put a lot about critique, but there was one part.
Oh, I didn't put a single word.
There was one part in the critiques that really made me laugh when RuPaul said to Pangina, I'd probably wear something different on the bottom. I just went, yeah, joggers. That's what somebody should have done. Somebody should have made a dress from the waist up and then made jogging pants for the bottom.
Well, yeah, I think something that some people did do in this challenge, specifically Jimbo, was sort of trying to do impersonation. It was a really cheap RuPaul look, and I did think if I had to do a RuPaul look, I would have gone for like the punk back in the day RuPaul.
Yeah, if she'd have said, you have to redesign one of the looks that I'm famous for, then Jimbo would have won this.
They kind of had that on season 6 and season... Oh, it was just season 6, wasn't it? Yeah. They did kind of do a RuPaul thing, didn't they? And obviously, and at that point, Milk, who these days, like, basically everything Milk ever did has become a challenge or a drag standard, was absolutely, like, destroyed by everyone for doing Workroom RuPaul, which was inspired.
It was inspired. I enjoyed it back in season 6.
What?
I love that Janie was honest about getting help from Monique. That was a really nice moment. And critique of the week goes to Daisy May Cooper for I want a dildo designed on that look because I know it will make me squirt. Fair enough, Daisy May Cooper. Thank you for coming. You do a lovely spread. Janie
Oh my
and
God.
Jimbo are the top two. Thoughts?
I mean, I was shocked. For me, Janie didn't even get near the top two. Jim, for me, definitely in the top two was, even though this is really stupid. I didn't think anyone was amazing. For me, I really liked everything Pangina brought.
Okay.
And I think saying that that dress needed a bottom was really stupid, because actually last week RuPaul wore like a bit of fabric ruched around her body in like with cutouts and everything, you know? But I think for me, like the top was like Pangina, Monique, and Jimbo. And I'd have accepted any combination of those three.
Monique's butch look was absolutely my favourite thing on the runway this week.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, like Monique and Pangina edged it out in the top two for me purely because Monique's butch look and Pangina's cat look were my top two looks. I just think they were some of the only ones that really like pushed it.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I see. I can see that.
But that was the only reason I could have said. But I do think that part of this decision as to who was in the top two this week was sort of storyline based.
I thought the same.
Not just because of it obviously involves the fact that there's like a Janie and Jimbo top two based on they kind of had a bit of a Barney yesterday or whatever.
Yeah.
But also there are some things that if you watch like a lot of Drag Race conspiracists online, other than me, there are some things that get said that you do start to notice. And actually, if someone hasn't done the best and they keep being in the top near the start, fans go off them.
Oh.
Really, really quickly. They do. And that's what happened with people like Gigi Good.
Yes.
People go off people who get pushed when they shouldn't have been pushed, even if they're doing a good job. If they get pushed too high, too far, too fast. And I think that's why Pangina wasn't in the top two.
Yeah.
Because I think we're really heading towards keeping Pangina a long time. I think for just the Drag Race brand, it's important that Pangina stays in there quite a while.
Yeah, I also feel like that could
and
be...
she's deserving.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She's definitely deserving, and I think they're trying to keep her in a good place. Because she isn't going to become a bad guy. It's impossible. She just won't. Monique could, Janie could, and Jimbo very easily could.
Yeah.
I think this top two is very divisive, and... You know,
do you think it gives
what happens?
To give Holland like a reason to watch?
Reason to watch. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, yeah. So we head backstage into the workroom, the Untucked Lounge, whatever. And they got just really beautiful for me, and is when they all sit down. They've obviously started talking about stuff, and Bagger says something. Then she goes, "What have you got to say about that?" And it was so obvious that they've walked in and gone, right, someone needs to start this conversation. Who's going to ask a question? And then she's gone, okay, I'll do it. Blah, 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 blah. What are you going to say about that? And it's all I could hear. And I was like, it was just so painfully obvious. And I love these things.
Blue, again, absolutely killed me. Cheryl, how do you feel about being in the bottom when Bagger is safe? And you didn't get any help with yours. And Bagger's look is, and then Bagger goes,
oh, and then Bagger's response. But Bagger's response of being like, I didn't get a load of help with this. What are you talking about?
Delusion.
Psychopaths.
Delusional. Yes.
So we do go into the girls go off with the girls to talk to the girls. You know, the girls who girl, the girls who girln't gaunt. So they're doing this, and the arguments for why they should stay are nothing like last week, really, are they?
This week was like, oh, if I do this for you, what are you going to do for me?
That was very, very, and I think it is a part of Jimbo going, I don't have a good person here who can definitely keep me safe. But I also think watching what the girls' convinces were, listening to all Cheryl could say was that she deserves an actual chance to show, whereas Jujubee's had chances to show.
Yeah.
And, you know, if fair's fair, I do agree with this.
I absolutely 100% agree.
I don't even know what Jujubee's argument was.
Jujubee
was just sat there. I don't really know what...
Jujubee's argument was that she has got to the top 3 times, and it would, in track record, would prove that she is the best, and the crown would be so much better if you beat the best.
Well, yeah, and that is a fair thing, but someone once did say, I can't remember who it was now, someone once did say, if that person's gone... You beat the best. You beat them. They've gone.
Yeah.
You would have beat them.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's in tennis. They don't have to play every single person to work out who's best. So we're talking about what Jujubee said. So we still don't really know what the girls are thinking, though,
No.
do we? As to who's going to
No,
want who.
and like Janie is very short with Cheryl, but I also wonder whether Janie is short with Cheryl is just not showing us certain parts of the conversation and it's been edited out. We go back to the main stage for the lip sync, and the lip sync is to RuPaul's Supermodel, the LA Toya remix.
Janie's actually changed outfits into what's probably the best thing she's worn the whole
I'm not gonna lie,
season so far.
I cannot wait to find out who Janie J.K. got this outfit from because I want it.
This is the downside for us recording this the day it airs, is that people are like slowly putting their content out over the course of the week.
Yeah.
So we won't get to see what some of these outfits are made, who some of these outfits are made by until much later.
Speaking of outfits that, have been posted on social media, Lemon has, when they said Lemon has spent money on drag in Jujubee's little notebook of shade, Lemon has spent some bloody money.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think just this is one of those people where we like a lot of us said, I definitely said after Lemon's season, I'm excited to see what she can do
Drag Race
with
money.
I implore everyone, go onto her social media and look, also follow.
Yeah.
And her Butch Queen look is inspired by that picture of the man who's wearing a suit from the front, and in the mirror you can see his bum in a thong.
Yep.
And there's no back on the suit. It's iconic. She's dripping like,
Stunning.
My queen.
Stunning. I loved her cat look.
Oh,
I loved her kitty girl look. I know it wasn't a cat.
Yes.
But I also don't think that...
No, yes.
I don't think that in the description of it said it has to be a cat.
No, and in all honesty, like, the only reason, when we spoke about this before, the only reason I said anything is because Michelle calls out someone's look for not being a cat enough.
Yeah.
That had to look more catty.
Man.
But I mean, I just hope that if she says something to Lemon, Lemon would have gone, well, I sure feel real pussy. Something like that.
It does feel like the queens are having a bit more of back and forth with the judges now, rather than it just being, we are talking to you, and you say
I mean, I'll be honest, on this season, some of these girls are doing RuPaul a favour rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
They're not in this for some big prize money.
No.
They're in it for whatever they're getting paid per episode.
Yeah.
And, a bit of extra time on TV.
Yeah. A reintroduction to the fan base.
Well, I mean, some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Jujubee doesn't need a reintroduction.
No.
She's just been on and just done really well. And Monique's just been on not long ago and done really well.
True. Very. What were your thoughts on this lip sync?
Yeah. It was all right. It happened. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I don't know where they could have excelled in it,
It was a very mid-tempo song. Janie was very clean.
Yeah.
Clean. Concise. Lines.
Yeah, it was clearly a Janie win on this one.
Yeah. Whenever I say that something's clean, I just think of that clip of Alyssa Edwards in the pageant documentary where she's just like, clean, lines, makeup, clean. Love it.
Oh my God. Well, I thought it was clearly a Janie win.
Absolutely. Yeah, completely.
And it felt very obvious. And it felt like she made the obvious choice of sending home Cheryl.
I said it last week and I'll say it again this week. I am going to be sad to see each one of these queens get eliminated each week. So,
Yeah.
Like, I hate the fact that Cheryl only got one more episode to come back and really kind of show a bit more Cheryl.
Yeah. Personally, if I was in that position, I would have sent home
I would
GGB.
have sent home GB, and I'm sorry because I know he's a fan
I
favorite.
would have said, I love you, but I can literally watch hundreds of hours of television of you.
Yeah.
This girl needs her chance to show what she's brought at the very least.
What she's done, what she's doing new.
Who do you think Jimbo has got the lipstick for?
I think Jimbo's got Cheryl as well.
I think, because she kept asking about, if I was in the same position, would you save me? I think she knows it's more likely that Juju be in the same position.
Yeah.
That was too many B's in a row. Juju B will be in the same position. So I think she's playing a bit of a smart game.
And with a cast of only, 7 girls left? That's a 1 in 7 chance. That's...
Absolutely is.
So
So I asked you last week,
yeah.
and I'm going to ask you this week. Who are you currently seeing as a winner?
I have to say, after seeing Jimbo this week and seeing the rapport they have with RuPaul and
Yeah.
the banter that they had on the runway.
Yeah. I mean, I've still got Pangina right up there because of what, like I said, just this idea of what the production's doing, maybe to make us make sure we like Pangina more.
Yeah.
But currently, definitely seeing Jimbo right up there winning. I've got Pangina just under.
Yeah.
Next week's challenge is a Rusical.
And it's all based
Yes.
on West End shows.
I don't know if I'm excited for a third week being a Rusical because we've had the talent show and then we've had the ball. To me, these are, for the most part, things that you are either already good at or already bad at.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be a very interesting season.
Really will.
For the rest of it.
Little bit of housekeeping now. I want to let all of our listeners know, I nearly said readers then. I want to let all of our listeners know that we have a Facebook group, Best Friend Review. Both myself and Annabelle are showing it all the time. 312 likes on our page.
Yeah, we're building. Thank you to everybody that has liked.
So if you don't have Annabelle Lecter or Philth Quen on Facebook, then what are you doing with your life? Honestly, I don't know what you do on like Spotify. Do you follow things? Do you subscribe to things?
Yeah, so on Spotify you can follow the podcast and it will give you a notification over time that there is a new episode available. It should also be available now on Apple Music, on Deezer, and it should have uploaded to YouTube as well. We are aiming to release each episode on a Friday.
And if you are listening to this on Friday, which you very well might be, or you might be just slightly after Friday, whenever you are listening, I want to let you know that Cheryl Hole has a song coming out on Friday the 11th of February, which is this Friday, which might be today or yesterday or 2 days ago, depending on when we get around to releasing this. It's called Need the Power, and I think it would be really good if we could all just go and stream it a couple times and support Cheryl, because she deserves it.
She does, absolutely.
Yes. She's not sponsoring me. I think even if I asked, she'd probably just tell me that all she could give me is all of her RuPeter badges. So,
well, on that note, this has been Best Friend Review episode 2, and I've been Annabelle Lecter.
And I've been Phil.
And we will see you in a bit.
Bye! Pretend that was me throwing my thing this week. I'm going to post a picture next week of me throwing my book. That used to be my favourite thing, drinking and throwing a book. Whatever.
You're doing one of those